Even in a normal year, filling out the federal student aid form is daunting, especially for families where English is not their first language or if they have limited access to the internet.
Not only that, this year's FAFSA rollout has been delayed, only compounding frustrations. But the good news here, there are resources out there to help, like free clinics, for example. And joining us now is Naomi Arroyo, a youth development specialist with the Center for Latino Progress. So Naomi, there are two clinics that you have scheduled, one on Monday, one on Wednesday. So tell us, what resources will there be there for families?
Yes, so we're going to have two clinics. One of them is going to be hosted on August 19th. That's going to be the Spanish session. There's going to be another one, the 21st, which is going to be the English session. That will be held between 5 p.m. to 7. And we're going to be giving any, step-by-step process of how to fill out the application. We will be trying to submit them as much as we can. And we just want everyone to come in, whatever personalized situation that you have, we will be there with resources. We have training. We have quite a bit of staff that have had training with Unidos Us, which works directly with FAFSA. So be able to sort out any complications, any questions, as we've been saying previously, the FAFSA is really complicated and a lot of little details that, one little mistake and you can get less financial aid or something could go wrong with the application. So that's why we feel like the clinics are really important to be had.
And you touched on this because sometimes one mistake can hold up the whole application process. You don't get your money in time. So what are some of the common challenges young people are facing, and how do you help address some of those challenges?
You actually mentioned that the FAFSA ID, the requirement of having a FAFSA ID has been really interesting because a lot of students and parents that fill out the FAFSA ID feel like they've completed the FAFSA form. And that's not accurate. That's just your ID. That is part of one of the processes that you have to complete with FAFSA. So that has been definitely one. Another one that I think that is quite challenging is the tax forms. When sometimes the system does pick up your tax forms, sometimes you have to insert them manually. And that can be a fun little headache for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you have to fill out any sort of federal form, it's too much. So what do families need to bring to these clinics? If they don't have a computer, will one be provided for them?
Yes.
Okay.
We will have the computers provided for them. We will have everything. Parents and students need to please bring in a social security card. If this is applicable to you, a permanent resident card, a DACA information, and the most important information is tax returns, because if FAFSA does not register you and does not have the information ready, we do have to put that information manually ourselves.
And will there be interpreters on site for both of those clinics or just the first one?
Nope, just the first one. August 19th will be in Spanish, August 21st will be in English.
And you touched on this a little bit, but for those who are not U.S. citizens, can they still apply for this? And if so, what documents do they need to bring on hand if they don't have a social security card, for instance?
Right. So like I said previously, DACA information would be really important. If you have any information of any sort of legal ways that you have being here or any like that, they are accepted, and we have resources to figure out how to submit those applications.
And I want to talk to you about your mission, and part of that is making a positive impact in the Latino community. One way, of course, encouraging higher education. Do you want to talk to us about how affordable college is so vital for future success, not just of an individual, but I guess as a community as a whole?
Absolutely. So we're the Center for Latino Progress. We have been an organization, nonprofit organization that has been running for 45 years. We're focusing on uplifting Hispanic and vulnerable populations in the greater Hartford area. Our mission is practically for socioeconomic conditions in the community to be upgraded through education, leadership, workforce development, supportive services, and advocacy. The FAFSA clinics are very much that advocacy that we're trying to advocate, and it is really important for them because one of the biggest things that I've heard from quite a bit of parents has been, other parents don't know that there's so much money out there to be given for free education. So it's always great and surprising to see those responses and realize that, this is a resource that not a lot of people are tuned into, especially in vulnerable populations.
Yeah, and they might even be afraid sometimes, right, to
Absolutely.
seek out that information, if they're undocumented. All right, thank you so much, Naomi Arroyo. Again, those clinics are happening next Monday and Wednesday in Hartford. We have a sign-up link up on our website, fox61.com. Thank you, Naomi.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks again.